Today, we knowingly break the laws of food,
Crime time.
creating ludicrous dishes to challenge the system and see if food rules are there to be broken.
It does feel like I'm committing a crime I will never recover from.
The croquembouche was an innocent dish from France.
Before Chef Judge Dredders tastes and sentences us for our crimes.
Oh boy, some rules just shouldn't be broken.
This was a bad idea. Good luck, everyone.
Good luck, everyone.
Let's do this.
What are we doing? This could be a
we're
bad
on Ben.
idea.
Let's go!
Woo!
Sorry!
God, this is such nice ham.
So, my dish, I am making an anarchist's croquembouche. It basically commits so many French food crimes it would make Escoffier drop kick his souffle. And not only that, it also breaks the law of physics.
How?
I don't know yet. I've done some woodwork.
Woodwork.
Profiteroles start with a choux pastry. So that's milk, water, butter, sugar, salt, brought up to a rolling boil for 30 seconds. Then gonna whip that off the heat, add flour, let that cool slightly before adding 4 beaten eggs. Then piping it onto parchment paper and in the oven for 30 to 35 minutes.
Mate, yours sounds really complicated to make in an hour.
Yes, it will be. It's going to be a rush.
I'm making a cheeseburger. A key component of my cheeseburger is the tomato sauce. But
Whoa!
to make it,
I didn't see that you bought a Big Mac.
I haven't got to that bit yet. My burger starts with a tomato sauce. It's just garlic, tomato passata, and tomato ketchup. All that sauce for one burger. Sweetness.
Sweetness, sweetness.
I was only joking when I said.
By right side.
Actually looks a bit boring. Let's add some crispy onions into that and some smoked paprika. That's going to be delicious. Sauce, done.
If you've been following TV's Ben Eberl on Instagram recently, you'll have noticed he's been spending an inordinate amount of time in Italy. And he wrote something in last month's newsletter for us that really stuck out to me. He said, the thing that encapsulates me about Italian cuisine is that if it's local and it's good, you really don't need to do anything to it. So I'm taking a whole bunch of incredible, local, fantastic Italian ingredients.
Local?
Local to somewhere. And I'm turning them into a Rebel's risotto. Obviously, we're only using traditional ingredients here, so I've got some beautiful copper, prosciutto, and pancetta. Chuck it into a pan and fry it off.
Adding the eggs in 2 batches. And right at this point in time, this is a classic rule-following choux recipe. Hold the phone. Okay, you are a father.
This is what I'm making my burger out of. Grade A5 Japanese Wagyu beef.
Hello.
Absolutely astonishing stuff. This single piece here is £20.
You know I love breaking rules.
Well,
I really don't want you to break this rule. Please do something nice with that.
so how do you feel about Wagyu burgers?
Lovely.
Yeah, full of fat.
Yeah, the danger
Delicious.
is, but what's the perfect ratio of fat to meat in a burger?
80-20.
Yeah, there's too much fat in this. We need to add some more flavour to it and less fat. So what we're going to do is we're going to blend this up with a burger. Not any burger, a Big Mac. I'm putting a Big Mac burger in a Wagyu beef burger.
Okay, Barry's entered the
Wow,
chat.
okay, cool. Yeah, great.
Oh
Right,
dear.
I suddenly feel a lot better about what I'm doing.
I still feel very terrified.
There is some logic behind here because I believe a Wagyu beef burger is a bit too fatty, so it does need potentially some breadcrumbs, some dryness, and some seasoning from a Big Mac. But it does feel like I'm committing a crime I will never recover from.
Just want to clarify, we're not effing up food for the sake of it. We're trying to break rules to actually shortcut our way to deliciousness.
And to prove that the rules are BS in the first place.
Oh, that's my concern. I don't know if I'm going to prove that. I'm going to prove that my ability is BS in the first place.
£20, £40 worth of Wagyu into a food processor. Sorry!
Barry!
Why am I'm actually nervous about pushing this button. Now for the creme de la creme. Blending out Wagyu hurt me, but I know for a lot of you, this is also really going to hurt. Bye, Ronald.
It's really important in a traditional risotto that you sweat down shallots and garlic and you get all the beautiful aroma and flavour out of them. So what I've got are some crispy fried onions and some crispy fried garlic, which I'm going to add into my crispy meat.
So we've got our Wagyu mince. Oh, then already, as the Wagyu warms up, because I had to blitz it cold, the fats are releasing. Well, it's getting mushy, which is good. But I don't want to overwork it. I'm just going to combine it, let it come to room temperature, and then I'll form my patties.
Now, in a traditional risotto, we'd be using arborio rice. It's short grain, it's absolutely perfect, releases loads of starch, perfect. What I've got is this really long, beautiful spaghetti, which I think I'm going to have to turn into short grain.
Say what now?
It's too long. I need short grain.
You're making risotto out of pasta, full stop.
Yep.
Oh, Jamie!
As they say in Italy, c'est la vie.
No! Jamie, this is horrific! Don't do it! Don't do it! Don't do it! Jamie, just take a moment.
Insert pusher. The pusher's inserted.
It knows you're doing something wrong. It won't let you do it.
Traditionally, you might want to fill your profiteroles with a creme pat or some sort of French-based creme on glaze, perhaps. I'm doing the latter, but the English version, pre-made custard and jam, so I'm filling my profiteroles with trifle. I've got classic Devonshire custard that I'm thickening to make pipeable with custard powder, also from England.
Jamie, no, don't do it. Jamie, no. Think of your family.
Oh, that sounds so angry. As long as it tastes better for it, it's okay. Crime time. A cheat's way of doing that is that
I used to watch that programme.
cheat time. So the traditional way of assembling a croquembouche is creating caramel. I'm not. I'm using ice malt, which is basically a powder that you melt up and it sticks like glass. And you would dip the individual filled profiteroles in your caramel and then stick them to each other until you build a cone. A cheat's way to do that is actually to create a paper cone, turn it upside down, and you just drop your profiteroles coated in your ice malt over the top. Which got me thinking about another crime committed regularly in the UK. Many people nick a traffic cone when drunk. Not me.
Are you saying you didn't nick it and therefore we've bought a traffic cone?
We've bought 2 traffic cones.
Crime time.
The croquembouche was an innocent dish from France. Until one Tuesday morning, a Huddlestone. Flip it over. And we have our template.
I'm making this burger a bit backwards. My sauce is done. I'm going to start to construct now. Buns, sauce. I made my beef burger, slightly bigger than the bun, and I put the bun on top of the burger. What's wrong with that? That's how you make a burger, right?
Crime time. Sometimes in life, it's best to buy things from places that do it better than you. So although I've got my homemade ones, which will feature on the dish, I've also bought some literal fillers to build out the base, which I will pipe and then stick in my cone to give me my structure. Then we'll have a chance to taste and judge my profiteroles, which will be on the top or the bottom and dotted throughout the entire thing. We just don't want to be here for 4 hours. Right, how am I going to balance this?
Crime time. Saffron, because why not? Just like my nonna used to make.
Hot pan, Wagyu in. Everything about this feels wrong, but it was inspired by a Turkish wet burger, the Ishlak burger. Famous for only being like £1 on the streets of Turkey, but also the burger buns are absolutely drenched in a tomato sauce and are moist from being steamed. The crime is the bun's meant to be the dry bit. We're making it uber wet, wetter than the middle. Good. Oh yeah, that's great. Just get your hands in there. What does it matter? A bit more tomato sauce, crap American cheese. We'll go 2. And then we're turning it back into a Big Mac with bread in the middle.
Just getting there. Just do the big test. It's not ready.
How are we all doing, boys?
Doing good. I'm just trying to figure out what to serve my Italian risotto in. Do I go for this beautiful paella pan, or do I go for a fondue pot? I mean, if in my mind, fondue pot, Swiss, it borders Italy.
As long as you can rationalise it, I think everyone will accept that.
Fondue pot.
Burger's nearly complete. Now for the sauce topping. We'll put a bit of sauce on the base in our burger. Top bun on top. And then cover and drench with more sauce. Put a little steam under the parchment paper. Now to let that go really soggy. Some would say ruin it. I think it's going to make it.
Crime time. Lots of people will say that I just put water into my risotto and it's not going to taste that good and you're missing the flavour from a stock. This has got lots of flavour and it's going to help to thicken our risotto. I've also got American cheese to go in it and I think that might be a crime too far. Oh my God, it's got bits in it. It's croutons. I just thought this was chicken cuppa soup. When did they get fancy? This is cream of asparagus with croutons. Lucky ebbers. Creme fraiche. Italian. Perfect. And for that last touch, Italian. Really good.
Perhaps the biggest crime I've committed is I've underestimated the time. Don't do the crime if you can't do it in the time. So these are going to be the top, just to prove that I can make profiteroles, that I can fill them and they will taste delicious to ebbers. Let's break the laws of physics. This is a chopping board that I've drilled a hole through. This is a detachable weighted microphone stand. So the weighted base goes on, the screw stands in, it extends, which means it's going to balance upside down, theoretically.
Before filming this, Chris said to me, I can't tell you what Mike's making, but he said that a couple of professional patisserie chefs would struggle to make this.
That's good to hear. I wish he'd have said that when I ran the idea past him. The great thing about this is I'm already learning lessons. Too late.
Food crime, nozzle.
That is a crime.
You've done this before.
I know. The crime of repetition.
Boys, I think I'm ready to plate up.
Oh.
Mike, if I plate up,
Can
I come and help you?
Yes, please.
Okay, good. Now, time to serve up in my Swiss fondue dish. Top it off with some crispy meat. We're done.
Now, to commit my final food crime. Would you say that burger is the right way round? Better. That's the right, now that is the wrong way round, which is the way we want it. Now I'm going to wrap it to make it even more soggy. Jay, do you want a burger?
Oh, God.
It looks like a burger that has been on the back of a bike and taken a few tumbles.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
I'm not so worried about mine.
I am all yours.
Oh, thank you.
Hey, Mike.
Yes.
I too am all yours.
Right, boys. Could you hold my comb?
Oh, Michael. Ah! I like the way it's all dripping upwards, though.
Yeah, it's still going that way. I hadn't really considered
Yeah, I
that.
forgot that. I was like, he's just made a really impressive croque en bouche.
Yeah.
He's about to ruin it!
Okay, so it's not completely stable. Now we're going to decorate.
Can I put the cone down?
Oh, yes, please.
Right, fine.
Michael! Right, I'm going to stand here and hold it.
Could you hold it? Oh, no, look.
That looks great, Mike.
Ow.
No, 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 no. Put them in my hand.
It's strange because it looks stiff.
No, not all of them. F***ing hell, mate. This was a bad idea.
I'm so glad you put all the sprinkles on that way.
Now I'm piping my custard mix to the inside of the profiteroles that I've made. Thanks for your help, guys.
Jamie, you made it make a little hole in the bottom. You just made a Yorkshire pudding.
Spaff, what are you trying to do?
You've got quite a big nozzle.
No, just a little one.
Little hole. What is that for?
Is that better?
That's a bit better.
Right. So you don't want a Yorkshire pudding style?
Granta. Boys, thank you.
No
Hate to
worries.
break it to you, you're now an accessory to that. Arise, Chef Justice Ebbers is in the building, court is in session.
Your Honour, are you ready?
Oh, he
I
has
quite like
risen.
that title. Oh,
Ebbers, this is my crime. Lift your blindfold. So not only breaking all of the rules of French classical cooking,
and also physics, I think.
but also my biggest crime is ambition, because I ran out of time.
It looks all right.
Number one, the fact that the shell there were all pre-bought and not filled because I ran out of time. But in the centre of the cone are the ones that I made and filled with trifle ingredients.
What have you done with my chopping board?
So there was some, some design that went into this.
That wasn't one of the crimes you were admitting to, was it?
That was a hidden
Vandalism. To confirm, you've made the profiteroles,
Yep,
you've structured it,
yep,
and you've made a custard.
yep. No, I bodged the custard between two things to make them thick.
Did you make the jam?
Nope.
Okay. A croque en bouche should be a celebration. This is a celebration of madness. It defies gravity.
Do you think I could get off on
I don't
madness?
feel like in a cooking challenge there's much cooking. You bought the jam and the custard you made is tacky and chewy and bouncy. You vandalised my chopping board, but it's quite fun and playful.
I definitely learned some lessons along the way. This was not doable in the time set.
What's the caramel isn't caramel coloured?
It's isomalt.
Oh. Easier to work with, not preferred by pastry chefs.
I'm gutted because I wanted to cheat the croque en bouche, but I ended up cheating it so much within the time, it's not good at all. So lessons have been learned.
Admittance of guilt.
It is.
Admittance of
pleading
guilt.
guilty.
I'm pleading guilty. Wow.
In admittance of guilt, the cross-examination says impressive, showstopper, draws your eye, doesn't quite deliver on any of the actual cooking bits, and it's not a particularly nice eating experience.
Your Honour, this is my food crime. Please lift the cloche. This is my inside out, upside down, soggy, mucky schlag.
I don't know what that final word is that you just said, but it looks like it's been run over. It looks like a traffic crime.
Should have used my traffic cone.
It doesn't draw you in, but given I wasn't witness to your crimes, I don't know how it was made.
The soggy bun part, the ishlak, is a Turkish burger that you can get on the streets. Looks as appetising as that, and they're stacked up and steamed roadside.
So it's trying to steam to order. Mm-hmm. Well, cheers. The cheese and the gherkin and the condiments reminds me of another crime.
What crime might that be, Ebbers?
A Big Mac.
It has been constructed in the same style as Big Mac with bread in the middle, but also the other crime I committed is there is a burger within the burger. I may have smuggled a Big Mac into your body.
It
Ebbers.
does. It is giving me that vibe.
Yes.
And it is only under such pretense in a game like this that I would put that inside myself. It's very dense and yet homogeneous as a texture. It's tasty and it ticks all the points your tongue wants. Like it's salty, it's sweet, it's fatty, it's
Quite expensive.
unctuous. Quite
To-
expensive.
To counteract the cheap Big Mac, which I knew you wouldn't like, I had to add some flavour. So the rest of the beef is made up of grade A5 Wagyu beef.
That is the crime. That is the crime that's been committed.
Wasn't happy with that crime.
Wow.
It eats better than Mike's crime and tastes better than Mike's crime,
That doesn't mean much.
but it is a low bar.
Very good.
He's getting into the role now, isn't he?
Before we get that one, okay. Any more crimes to put before me today?
Aye, Your Honour. Your Honour, I stand before you on trial for crimes against risotto.
Oh, I like risotto.
Your Honour, I have stalked your internet history and seen how often you've been visiting Tuscany in Italy recently and enjoying the local ingredients, which you said in one of our newsletters recently that local ingredients do not need anything doing to them, they don't need changing, and that is the epitome of Italian cuisine.
Yep, that's exactly what I wrote.
Which is why I took the best copper, the best prosciutto and the best pancetta and fried it off. It is a Rebel's risotto.
At first glance, I believe you may also have upset Italians by snapping spaghetti.
Not snapping, actually. Used a food mixer.
It was so horrendous to watch.
But it was the best spaghetti we could buy.
I mean, it smells good. I don't think it exactly relaxes on the plate like a risotto. The flavour is quite yummy. The texture is terrible. The fact that you've put it in a fondue pot.
Well, so we've got Spanish saffron, Italian risotto with French creme fraiche, and I thought, we're missing one. Serve it in a Swiss fondue. You don't want to leave them out.
No, I don't know. They often like being left alone. Again, wasn't witness to the escapades, but the tastiest of the three.
It's probably coming from the cream of asparagus cuppa soup that went in there.
Copper soup in with those ingredients that you mentioned. Right, 3 dishes. We need a sentence. Mike, fun, creative, ambitious, not your best work, punishable by 22 years in prison.
Deserved.
Barry, your soggy was flavourful, but fraudulent. And consent is key.
Oh God, he's getting you for everything.
And I'm not sure I consented to Big Mac consumption. So punishable, despite its tastiness, to 14 years behind bars. And Jamie, you need to work on the texture and the consistency. But for your crime, 12 months community service in Italy.
Well done. Mamma mia! I can't go to prison. They're gonna
kill you.
Oh boy, some rules just shouldn't be broken. Maybe we should all just play by the book a bit more.
I think we've learnt some valuable lessons. The food rules are there for a reason.
But over to you. You saw all of the evidence in play. So what do you think? Were those trials fair? Comment down below.